Hopefully, but yeah, what we got? What we got going on?
Well, the Belizeans people have spoken, man. We
Man,
haven't been
Belize.
on air since then, so
Yeah, yeah.
let's touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. We wanted to be apolitical in regards to that, so we don't want to. There's no sway our opinions either way. We just wanted the people them to go out and do what they got to do, and they actually did, and it was a mandate, so to speak. It was a mandate, that was passed along in Belize, and I first want to say congratulations to the new government that takes form. Hopefully, that can be successful in
Right.
doing the work of the people. At the same time, we also want to chair the outgoing government, because what they did was very professional, man. The transferring the power, the whole seamless transfer was to me
Right.
was beautiful, and the world saw that. The world
Right.
saw a very professional party, and how things was.
We're
So
setting an example.
separate, yeah, it's a heck of an
Some
example.
people need to see that example right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. So that was dope for me to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we like this new government has their hands full, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have major issues, and those issues, to me, has been exacerbated by even more issues like climate change, like like you said, the flooding and every other thing that's going on in Belize. So let's see how they're gonna work this thing out.
Right. So, new government. There's a lot of existing problems. What would you say are maybe the top three things that the government needs to try to focus on coming in that are urgent, that requires immediate attention?
Well, the number one thing to me is the national debt. The national debt has surpassed, I think it's 135%.
Correct.
Of the national GDP. And people don't understand that once your country hit over 120%, that's usually signs of collapse, or you won't be able to pay your bills. So your currency can devalue.
Yeah, that's
quickly.
good to let people know what that means.
That's
Because a
what
lot
I
of
mean.
times we say things like that, and the person at home might be like, "Well, what does that mean?"
That means that creditors will start looking at you as if you are not able to pay your bills.
Okay.
If you're not
The
able
country
to pay,
that is.
the country that is. If you're not able to pay your bills, they're gonna have to be draconian changes. Whereas the government have to slash a whole bunch of services. In addition to that, you might be looking at, like I said, devaluing your currency, because
we don't want that. I mean, we've had a very stable currency for a long time.
But the way it's looking, man, if they don't do something quick in that regards, that's where it's look like it's going to happen.
So there's that. What's the second thing you say?
Second thing is the economy, man. They need to start to pump money back into the economy to stem off some of these issues and losses that's been going on. But as long as COVID is still in the picture.
That's what I was going to say. How are they really going to do it? Because
can't.
you know what our bread and butter is. It's tourism. And even though we want to move away from that, that's a current situation that we're in. And with COVID, how do you actually
you got to fix the situation with COVID first, because people, Belize is a consuming society, and our biggest consumption is tourism. We sell attraction to tourists and people to come in and spend their money.
Right.
And without that ability, people don't even want to fly right now.
No.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to get on a plane right now, much less go to a foreign country to go spend money, or so on and so forth. So we got to fix the COVID situation, and that's we started off the podcast by saying that there is vaccines coming down the pipe, but that can even take up to 6 to 7 months to get implemented, not just here in the States, but also to roll out worldwide. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, so that's two. So what's the third most important thing? Maybe something that we can actually start working on now.
Well, Belize has been experiencing a lot of floods.
Oh yeah,
a lot of floods.
I have never seen that so much.
Well, some of the floods are coming from the hurricanes.
Yeah,
hurricanes. Yeah, hurricanes that's hitting in Central America, Nicaragua, Honduras, and so forth. But what people don't understand, those floods and the hurricane, it's actually because of activities that we're doing. That's one of the topics I want to focus on today.
All right. So we're going to focus a little bit on the causes of things like that, which is climate change.
Climate change. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
climate change is one of the big factors right now that people are not, they're not really thinking about it as much because, in all the other economic and the debt and so on and so forth, but climate change.
That is always the case with climate change, though. People always feel like there are more urgent things, when in reality, we have one planet.
There's one planet, man. There's this one. If there's a hole in the ozone layer, man, it's over for all of us. You know what I'm saying?
And it's just always, maybe because it's a complex fix. It's not something simple.
Yeah.
And it takes a
worldwide.
global effort
Right. I
to
mean,
do it, it makes it feel like, well, there's nothing we can do. And I'm pretty sure people listening to Belize would be like, well, what can we do about global
There's a lot we can do.
warming or
There's a lot we can
climate
do, but we also want to address some of the things the effects that they're seeing because, like you said, you're right. Belizeans will look at it and say we have a small footprint
Right.
in the emission of polluted gas and so on. So that is true. And we, as developing countries, are now feeling the brunt of climate change. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what Belize can do is to be a leader. You know what I mean? Being a leader in regards to showing the world how things can be done
Right.
and reversing a lot of the stuff they're doing right now in regards to climate change. You know what
All
I'm
right. So you mentioned the floods a result of
Yeah.
climate change.
Yeah, but like I said, the floods and the hurricanes has been going stronger and stronger. Like, for example, this year, we ran out of names for hurricanes.
Yeah.
Ran out of names. We're in the Greek alphabets all of a sudden in regards to hurricanes.
Oh my
But
goodness.
why that is happening is because the oceans, the Caribbean Sea,
warmer.
is getting warmer and warmer. And the warm water is like fuel for these hurricanes.
Yeah. If nothing else, we all know that.
You know
I
that.
mean,
You know what I mean? These hurricanes are developing real fast, and as soon as they hit the Caribbean, man, and that warm water, it's like they speeding up from tropical storm to
Right.
a category
So they're
4.
coming in stronger,
and-
slower.
Yes, stronger, slower, and more devastating.
Right.
And that's a billions of dollars are being lost every time one of these things even come near land or even hit your country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got to do something in that regards. I mean, the problem in itself, like I said, is a little bit complex, but the things that we are doing that are affecting it is deforestation.
Okay.
You know,
Cutting down the
cutting
trees.
down trees, and people don't understand trees are observers of the pollution that we're giving off. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So without the trees to observe the
then-
pollution
Right.
that's going up in the atmosphere and so forth as well.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So that's huge. Another thing that we're doing, man, that I think we need to stop is the burning of fossil fuels a lot. And
Man,
we
that's
always,
everybody's problem.
yeah, but we have renewable energy now.
Okay.
And I think at this point, in this juncture, Belize need to be 100% on renewable energies. We have the sun, we have wind, we have the sea.
So you're suggesting solar and wind power
We have
instead of
sun, solar, wind, and the sea. I mean, we could do more
The hydro.
hydroelectric.
Yeah.
We can do, like I said, the solar energy. We could do a plethora of different things.
But now, in reality, what's the cost that's associated with that? Are those things that a local Belizean family can do
Well, I
for
know
themselves
BEL is starting to tap into it a little bit,
to the solar?
to the solar part of it a
Okay.
little bit. And
Good.
but this is so the cost is, so people gotta look at it. You gotta look at cost up front. You gotta look at long term costs. The long term cost of not going for renewable energy is costing us more
Correct. I agree.
because you're losing lives
Right.
at this point. You know what I mean?
So maybe one of the things
So y'all depends on what how you-
perspective,
you're
the
looking at
perspective
in
that
regards
you're
to
looking
cost.
at it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So maybe one of the things a country can do, or with BEL in partnership or something,
Mm-hmm.
is give incentives for people to move to solar, kind of like what they do here.
Yeah, but the problem is they don't have the infrastructure. That's
Not yet.
one of the things.
So we're not there
we
yet.
got to get to a point because we're in such a devastating state in regards to our economy
Mm-hmm.
and COVID that we are. To me, man, we're years behind. And again, the national debt is not helping the situation because now we're in a situation where we literally got to borrow money to pay our bills, and that's going to happen for at least another year. So we got to clear out all the. I mean, this is the reality. This is what I'm saying. I know a lot of people are celebrating and they're happy, but the work needs to be done, and the work can be done. And I'm not saying this is a situation that we cannot get out of. We can
Right.
get out of the situation, but we got to be honest with ourselves and start to prioritize what we think needs to be done. You know what I mean? As soon as
Right.
possible. And climate change should be on top of that list. You know what I mean? Like I said, Belize need to get off
Get on
gas
renewable energy.
and get on renewable energy.
Right.
Got gasoline and fuel and kerosene and all that.
Right.
We need to get rid of all that, man. We don't need to be doing that no more.
And then there's also the automobiles. That's a big problem. And
Yeah.
one of the things that I have, like in Belize, we don't really have a public transportation system.
No,
I mean,
no.
besides buses.
Well, we talked about that before. I mean, I don't understand how the hell we don't have a train,
like a train.
the train system that
You know, and
runs
things like that takes off more automobiles off the road.
off the road. Not
You know?
only that, and it can be a clean energy. You know, what I mean, have the train run to electric.
Yeah,
You know, what I mean, or solar.
true.
You know what I'm saying?
that's true.
But again, it's just the perspective of a government, and you know that's what I'm saying. A lot of these guys see. A lot of people will debate whether or not some of the debates I'm hearing. Well, we need to have more participation in regards to the election. It's hard to participate because the ideas are the same with a lot of these guys.
Okay,
You know
wait,
I'm
what do
saying?
you mean?
I mean, there's no real change in the overall ideology of getting things done.
Oh, okay, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we need innovation. We need, and that's what we're lacking. And
Yeah.
without that innovation, you know, we will be stuck in this situation for a very long time.
We
And-
can't do more of the same, is what you're saying.
And from some of the things that I'm hearing, it sounds like it's just that more of the same. You know what I'm saying?
And if we continue doing that, we will never get to addressing things like climate change.
I don't know how that will because, you know, throughout this whole, I read a lot of these guys' manifestos. I've yet to saw anything or read anything in regards to the effects of climate change. I'm hearing they need to do something with the streets, the infrastructure on the streets with drainage and so on and
that's
so forth.
good.
That's good. But you also, you know, climate change is more than that. You know what I mean? You got to make the initial investment to get people moving. And like I said, with a train system, to get all your government cars, trucks, buses on renewable energy.
Right.
I will not even let cars into my country that if they're not.
Yeah, we can control that.
We can control all of that.
You know,
what I'm
those
saying?
are things that on the government level can absolutely be.
That's what I'm saying. But it's gonna,
control.
like you said, but it's going to take a hell of an investment, and it's just we just got to see what kind of clout this new government have in regards to want to take the initiative to get something like that done.
Right.